So we have completed our white oak flooring. I would hope so, because it's been a month since we gave you an update. When I did the flooring, I had to tear this casing off right here. I didn't want to tear this whole door out because I still want to be able to use this bathroom in the meantime. But I tore this off so I can get the flooring up under there. And the next thing is going to be redoing this whole door right here. Now, whatever door style I choose to use here, I'm going to use that throughout my whole house. So I've decided on 2-panel. So it's going to be just like this, but it's not going to have this arch top right here. And it is going to be a raised panel as well. So we'll have a raised panel with a little piece of molding going around the inside, but we're going to change up the proportions on it. I don't like how big this mid rail is. I don't like how chunky that bottom rail is. So I've got a bunch of white oak. We're going to be building this out of solid white oak. We're going to get after it today. It's all in the rough out there in the shop. So our first thing to do to get this project going is to start milling that white oak. So what we have here is our rough lumber. This is all 8/4, so that means it's just over 2 inches. And we're gonna mill this down to 1 3/4 inches. These were 14 foot long, but we just cut them right in half to 7 foot because we're using 6'8" doors in this house. And that'll get us the height that we need with us still cutting off, you know, our snipe and tool marks. And one other thing we're gonna do to make these more manageable is these boards right here about 10 inches wide. We're gonna actually rip these in half to 5 inches because we only need 4.5 inches out of each side of one of these. And I know when we push this through the table saw, it's not gonna be like dead on square edge because we haven't joined the edges, but it'll still get us roughly what we need, and it'll be smaller, more easy to work with. So now that we've got those to a more manageable size as well, I'm gonna switch my combination unit to joining and planing. So I'll do a face of one side, and then I'll also do an edge of one side of each board. So you can see that it's just a perfect 90. So we know now we can send it through the planer to get the actual thickness and then rip it on the table saw to get the actual widths that we need. So there's one down of this whole stack right here. So I'm going to repeat this process for this entire stack. So we're sitting right about 2 inches on everything, and they're all going to be a little bit different because all I did to reference these was as long as I got one face flat, and then we moved on to the edge. So they're going to be different. So I'm going to start at 1 15/16. I can't get too aggressive with taking material off this white oak because it just is, it's too strong, it's too tight grained. So I have to take off 1/16 to 1/8 inch passes. And that's generally what you'd want to do anyways, but especially on white oak. So we now have all of our pieces ready to go, ready to rip these on the table saw and miter saw, start getting them to our final dimensions. So now that we have our stiles cut to the right size, drop our rails in here. That's our bottom rail. Mid rail is somewhere in here. Top rail up here. And then those get sandwiched by our other stile. Boom, there's your typical stile and rail door configuration. Pretty simple. So the tricky part for us, I've never done a raised panel with white oak before. And the sad part is I've got this shaper cutter right here, or shaper, but I don't have any cutter heads for it. And that would be really good to run this through, but we are going to be using a router to make our raised panel here. So here's what everything we milled for the stiles and rails. Now these pieces over here, these are what we're actually gonna make our raised panel out of. So this is gonna be edge glued, all three of these boards, and they're gonna fit right in here. So edge glue will raise that panel up on both sides. So, you know, this door, you'll see the same thing on the front and back of the door. And then that will engage into our stiles and rails. So this is really the part that's tricky for me. This part right here, I mean, it's pretty basic. You just run, you know, 2 dominoes in each joint and you're good to go. But this one, if we screw it up, could potentially be a big loss of time and money from milling and buying and purchasing this stuff. So we've got our 3 pieces for this panel glue up right here in our bar clamps, and the idea is one guy is just gonna run glue on top, and then the other guy is gonna come behind and just make sure it really gets saturated in those wood fibers. And I recently took a trip to the Windsor Mill. I got this shirt, by the way. And the guy who runs the mill actually told me something I never thought about, was that if you're gonna glue something up, do it immediately. Like when they cut their Windsor boards to do all their glue ups, they glue it like right away, because all those wood pores are open and they're not, you know, oxidizing and healing from the way I understand it. So this is good that we're doing this immediately after the machining of these parts. There we go. Super good over here. Dang, that's a nice panel. What did we come out to? 16 3/8. More than enough. Now that we have our panel glued up, the next thing we can do is go ahead and run our stiles and rails through this 1/2 inch rabbiting bit. So it's a 1/2 inch thick, and it also has a 1/2 inch engagement with the bearing. So I can make this in one pass. It's not a substantial cut. So each piece will get this groove in it basically on one side. And since we've got this thing pretty well centered, it's probably not dead on exact, I checked it, but what I'm gonna do to kind of solve that is I'm gonna push it through one side, flip the board, and then push it through the other, so we know for sure that that groove is centered on our thickness of our material here. So this right here, this groove that we're creating, is basically to house the ends of our raised panel. So our raised panel will sit in there, and then we'll have those 1/4 inch space balls that you see on cabinet doors. So yeah, I'm gonna push these through and get this part done. So we've got our bottom rail here grooved one side, mid rail here grooved on both sides because it's going to have a panel coming on either direction. Top rail one side, and then for our stiles, what we did was we did our groove, but we stopped it before the end so it doesn't have a big gap, because remember, we're putting this together with dominoes, and that's what we're about to get to next. So I'm going to lay this door out the way that it needs to go. So I have my stile there, top rail there. Top rail and bottom rail obviously are going to go where they're going to go. There's no adjusting that. But the mid rail is going to be centered on 36 inches. So if I look right here, I'll get my square and I'll just bring this to 36 inches. Mark that there. Then I'll mark the middle of my mid rail here. So it's 4.5. I'm going to mark 2 1/4. Bam, so those should line up right there. And I'll just double check on this side to confirm. So 36, and then we'll do 2 1/4 right there. Bam, so that is my mark, indication mark of where those need to be. So with this 2-panel configuration right here, there's a couple things that I want to keep in mind as I go about this. That 36-inch right there, that's right where the hardware is going to be. So on these 6'8" doors, my handle is right at 36 inches. So the knob or lever, whatever I use here, is going to be right in the middle of that, okay? And then the other thing, this is the bottom of the door. We've got our bigger bottom rail down there. This is the top. The bottom panel is traditionally smaller than the top one. That's the way that I like it. It looks good. It's like a pedestal and then a column. You know, you could do whatever you want with this. You could make the top rail or top panel smaller. There's all kinds of designs out there, but I'm just building this in a traditional way that's classic and timeless. So that is set right there. These, I just need a mark for dominoes. So I'm going to bring this right here. I'm going to pull this one down, and because I pulled that one down, this has got to be pulled down. This has got to be pulled down like that. Everything has to match up. All right, I'm looking really good right here. Flush, flush, indication is good. I'll mess with the top one here in a minute, but what I want to do here is I want one domino and then another domino. This doesn't have to be spaced out equally or anything like that. This is just me eyeballing it. So one domino, our second domino. That looks good. That looks good. That one's a little close. Those two are a little too close for comfort. So I'm gonna move this one. All right, I think we're set. So we got all of our domino holes cut, and now I have my dominoes in my rails. And I'm gonna go ahead and dry fit this thing, make sure it's good, and then we're pretty much set to start cutting those raised panels. That's good. Clamp will squeeze that together. This one is gonna go like this. That was nice and smooth. And this will go here. Good. Oh, this is gonna be fun when we're actually dropping the raised panels in. This is gonna be a freaking nightmare. Oh, crap.
With all the speed balls, whatever they're called.
Oh yeah, all the space balls.
Crazy.
It is gonna be crazy. We might have to like CA glue them in there. Bam. Okay, so yeah, we built our first 2-panel door. This is freaking awesome. So now what we have to do, we have to get a dimension inside here. So our bottom panel, if you're curious, is 27.25, and our top one is 37.25. So this is 10 inches bigger up here. Did I know that was gonna happen? No, I didn't. I just knew the bottom one was gonna be bigger, or smaller. So yeah, we know this fits. We have our panel over here that's glued up. We're waiting on this. We're not gonna take this out just because the boards are so thick. We're gonna let this set up overnight and just really cure before we release it from the clamps. And then we can actually cut our sizes of our panels out of this. So what it's gonna be, we measure inside of here, and then we add an inch because we have a 1/2 inch engagement on each side. We actually might add a 1/2 inch. Yeah, we're gonna add a 1/2 inch because we're gonna have a 1/4 inch engagement on each side because we're gonna have those space balls that are gonna center our panel. So yeah, this door is looking really good so far. And yeah, it's gonna work out really good. Dominoes make it easy. It's one of my favorite tools I ever bought. Every time I build a door, I say that because look how easy this goes together. This is gonna be a strong door. Loose tenon joinery, aka domino, for the win again. So yeah guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this first part of building a raised panel door. Next video, we'll actually be raising that panel with the router bit. I've already done some samples. Where is my sample? Yep, this one here. I use this to set up the domino as well. Look at that chunky raised panel right there. We had to do some weird stuff to accomplish this. We'll talk about it in the next video.